Hey there, Susan Leonard-Casimir here. I'm here actually to show ICE Resin and the other products that I have along with ICE Resin, featuring specifically these gorgeous, gorgeous tints that I just came out with. They're super transparent. I'm the creator of ICE Resin. I actually developed this product out of necessity. I'm a silversmith, and at the time I was doing museum quality work. So I really worked hard to get a product that was going to last my lifetime, not turn yellow. So if this is mixed right, it will never turn yellow. You can embed anything and it's not going to damage any product that you put in your pieces. You can use flowers and any type of nature, sticks. I like using sticks. You can use paper. So just about anything you can think of. I build talisman. So in my work, I actually I like using sand and different things. So with resin, with ICE Resin, I was able to preserve a lot of this. So here's some of the pieces I have on. I brought some of my jewelry with me today. I'm really going to be talking a lot about this piece here because I'm using a lot of the tints and foils, which I want to focus on in lieu and on the side of ICE Resin. So first things first, I want to show you how to mix up ICE Resin. It's super easy. This is actually the cups that come in the kit, or you can buy with the pieces. And this I'm just going to twist off. These you kind of have to twist off, or it's pretty difficult to do. And then I'm going to take my cup. And I actually, the same with the plunger. I'm going to take my plunger and I am going to twist this off. And this can actually fit right back on the same way and nothing will be damaged. And then I'm just going to hold my plunger upside down and equally push both sides out. So it doesn't matter if there's a little bubble in there or anything because it'll push out equally. One side is a hardener and one side is a resin, and they just need to be measured equally. I have large refills. I have really large containers too. This one is just the easiest to do. And then I'm just gonna, so actually the secret in really perfecting your ICE Resin pour, I know people get so nervous about that, and it really just is in the plunging or measuring, and then it's in the mixing. So I'm gonna mix this for about 1 minute, kind of gently folding it. You see I'm scraping off the sides. It's super important just to get all your sides scraped off and mixed well. So I kind of say like scrambling eggs. It doesn't matter if you get bubbles in there at all because this is a real slow dry, a real slow dry. So all the bubbles, it takes like 6 to 8 hours to dry. So all the bubbles will lift out in the meantime. So I actually wanted to show you, I've got these gorgeous, gorgeous foils that I started using that really make your work shine and come to the surface. You can see on some of the pieces here, I've used the foils, on the bracelet. These are all the foils in here, and these are the tints, these gorgeous, really bright colors. So I cut one up to size. I just took a silver one. I used silver. You can use any color you wanted to. And I'm just going to take a little bit of my medium. This is an ICE Resin product, and if I'm going to be using paper or anything like that, I just kind of want to take my medium. This helps to hold things down so they don't float up to the top. So I'm just going to kind of tack that down, move it to the side. You can see how nice. If I need to get into the corners, I'll use my brush. And the brushes here are really nice too. Okay, so then my next step that I want to do, if I want to use a tint, I've got all my tint colors here, and they're so gorgeous and so transparent. Love them, love them. So I'm going to try. This one actually is one of my favorite colors here. It's low light, and I'm just going to take a little bit of my resin. I don't need to use all of it. By the way, these cups you can wipe them out with an alcohol cloth and use them over again, and the sticks too. So I was really excited about this. I really hate throwing plastic into landfill, so I was excited. So just keep your the baby wipes or the alcohol wipes nearby, and you can just wipe them right out. So I just put 1 drop in here, and I'm just going to mix this up very nicely. I can drop any color I wanted to in here, or flowers. an image, a picture. You can see on some of the pieces here, I put a picture in here. But just right over this, I'm going to pour my color in, and with the reflective foil in the back, it really will be gorgeous. I mean, it'll really help illuminate and brighten the color and just really brighten the resin. So remember, as I said, don't worry about any of the bubbles. By the end, by the time I'm finished talking, it will all be gone. I'm going to kind of cap this off so you guys can see a dome too. I can actually get a beautiful dome on this piece. You can see it from the side. Yeah, and that will stay there as it is if I don't pick up and walk across the floor. But you get a beautiful dome. I don't have to do anything about it. Or I can, like on this piece here, I've sanded it flat. So it's actually sanded flat. I put a flower in here and some words, and I just really kind of sanded that flat and put another layer of resin over on top of this. So with the pieces that I do, you know, sometimes I'm really creating relics, and I like this real dusty look of sanded down, and that's just with a piece of sandpaper. I don't have one here. But, you know, just with this piece of sandpaper, sometimes I keep it really bright, like this piece right here. And that's really with the foils. So, you know, there's a number of different things that you can do. I can use paper in my work. I can use, here, I'll just point out some of these pieces here. This is actually with the flowers, and it is sanded down to give me this smoky finish. So you can have a really, really bright surface, or you can have a real smoky surface. I also like to coat sticks in resin and sand them down. Here's another piece here with a picture in there. I think, can you see that one? There we go. That one has, you know, just any type of your photos of your family, or, you know, just something to keep with you. This is some of my work that I did as a painter. So if you're a painter, if you are, you know, do any type of work like this, if you're doing classwork, or you can just cut it up and put it inside your bezels. These are some of the bezels that I have here with the line, and I love these bezels. These are called the Milan bezels, and they actually, we just worked really hard to get the right surface. So here's a piece, here's one of my pieces that I like. This one is foils and just a clear resin put on top, and this is some of the German glass glitter. I put everything with leather, love it with leather. I really like using resin and creating, you know, something that could be really heavy as a glass piece, and I've done some casting. This is the low light tint that I just used right now, and you can see it's really transparent on there. So that's kind of exciting. And this actually is some of my talisman work. This piece has, I call it dirty casting, and this is actually ice resin. So because crystals are really worn, you know, to bring, I created this out of resin, and I put prayers in there and words, and I put the silver top on top. But it actually has a lot of sand and different things like that embedded in there. So that's kind of cool. That's the work that I love to do with my resin. If I'm going to use paper in my work, what I can do is I have an image here, and I can just use my template, and I'm going to use the small heart. So I can trace over a surface. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this out. We'll have another really nice one. This is actually the grandmother of Christine when she was younger. So that's kind of fun to do things like that. Okay. This is going to sit right in here. And what I'm going to do, I think I showed you guys this a little bit earlier, but this whole piece, if I want my paper to stay as it lays, I'm going to coat my whole image in a sealant. You might as well put things like this, or candy. I've seen people put candy in here before. I'm going to coat the back to seal it because sometimes it does leak through. And then I'm just going to lay it right inside my piece. Yep. I guess that was not such a good cutting job, but I'm in front of the camera. What can I say? Sorry about that. Okay, so as soon as this dries, I can actually just mix up some more resin. I can use a little bit of my glitters in here with my pieces. This is actually an opal, so I'll put some opal in there too. You know, I don't want to cover up the front of it. And then I can pour my resin in. As you can see, there are many, many ways to use ice resin. I love it all, and I use different practices and different techniques just throughout my day. So I'm here at Jewel School and enjoy working with ice resin.